there's key numbers that you need to look at. Now, I came from an era that everything was done manual. Everything was done on paper. And I always thought, oh my gosh, if a computer just could spit all this information out to me, I could respond more quickly as a leader. What it's done is it's allowed us to get to it when we get to it. We know we can get to the numbers, so we'll look at them when we need to, versus looking at them on a regular basis so we can either celebrate our successes or respond to the things that we need to be working on. The key numbers and quality control checks in the salon industry are what's that percentage of established guests that are continually returning to you. And a really good hairdresser should be at 80 or 90%, probably within 3 to 4 years. Also, what's that dollar per guest average? If you have a base haircut price of $40 and you're able to sell the entire menu of services and you're still averaging $40, that means that you've limited your skill set to your guests. They're not enjoying as much as they should from you. So that dollar per guest is really important. The take-home dollar per guest is your professional recommendation going home with them. That's another category that you need to own with your guests to create loyalty. And how many services are you upselling? And what are you doing to reschedule a guest for a next visit? Those are the 4 key quality control checks. That's equivalent in basketball to rebounds, steals, free throw percentage, and other things. Would a basketball player ever stop looking at those stats? You see them look up at the scoreboard throughout the game. Michael Jordan knew that if the Bulls had a chance of winning, a 90% chance, he had to have 44 minutes on the floor, or 42 minutes. He had to have 36 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 8 assists. His internal chatter every day was 42 minutes, so on and so forth, his stats. What we encourage people to do is create internal chatter for themselves. Let's say I want to see 40 guests a week, $80 per guest in service, $10 per guest in take-home. And if I do that, I'm going to hit my numbers for the month. Most hairdressers don't know what they have to accomplish. First of all, they don't write their goal, but then they don't know what that breaks down to per guest per week. And it's key. A professional athlete always knows. If we're watching a baseball game today, Gordon, and they step up to the plate, it'll say right on there, what is their batting average for the season? It also will say, what were their stats at the plate today? 0 for 4, 3 for 4. Can you imagine a hairdresser walking in and over the mirror of their salon, it said only the 3 out of the last 10 haircuts turned out? How many guests would want to sit in that chair? So when you look at stats, Steve always says, numbers are in place to influence behavior. So it either allows us to celebrate and rinse and repeat, or it's going to say, these are the changes we need to make.